Welcome back to Break or Broke, where we break down the toughest questions in relationships. Today, we're diving into a debate as old as time. Who should foot the bill on dates? Before we jump into this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to join our awesome community. Now, let's get started. All right, let's tackle the age-old question. Should the responsibility of paying for dates fall on one person, or should it be shared equally? To help us navigate through this video, let's examine some common perspectives. Number 1, traditional gender roles. In many cultures, it's common for guys to pick up the tab during dates. This tradition goes way back to when men were usually seen as the main breadwinners in relationships, so it became a thing for them to cover the expenses to show their masculinity and provider role. Even though attitudes about gender roles have changed over time, this tradition has stuck around in a lot of places. It kind of shows how some old beliefs about gender expectations and money in relationships are still hanging on. Despite progress towards equality and shifts in how we see relationships, this custom is still going strong in different parts of the world, though not everyone follows it as strictly. But in today's world, where gender roles are evolving, is it still fair to expect one gender to bear the financial burden of dating? Number 2, splitting the bill. On the other hand, supporters of splitting the bill argue for a fairer and more practical way of handling dating expenses. They believe that dividing the costs equally between both people promotes fairness and gets rid of any gender or financial disparities. By sharing the financial responsibility, regardless of each person's income or gender, splitting the bill encourages equality and respect in the relationship. This approach also lines up with modern values of independence and self-sufficiency, where individuals are urged to take charge of their financial responsibilities. Additionally, splitting the bill can ease any potential discomfort or pressure that comes with one person always paying, allowing both parties to enjoy the date without worrying about money. Splitting the bill might seem like a fair solution, but does it take away from the romantic gesture of treating your partner? Number 3, alternating payments. A new trend in dating manners that's catching on is the idea of taking turns paying for dates. It's a fun twist on the usual arrangement where one person always picks up the tab. With this method, each person gets a chance to treat the other, making things more equal and fairer. Sharing the financial responsibility not only shows that both parties are pitching in, but also creates a sense of generosity and gratitude. By mixing things up and alternating payments, couples can keep things light and avoid any awkwardness or pressure. Plus, it adds a sweet element of surprise and thoughtfulness to your time together. So, why not give it a try and see how it can enhance your dating experience? Alternating payments sounds like a great way to keep things balanced. But what happens when one partner consistently earns more than the other? Number 4, communication is key. Basically, successfully handling the money side of dating comes down to being honest and open with each other. By having open conversations about what you both expect and where you stand financially, you can set a good foundation for dealing with this part of your relationship. Understanding each other's viewpoints and worries helps you come up with solutions that work for both of you. Whether it's deciding how to split expenses, setting a budget, or trying out different ways to pay for things, like taking turns treating each other, finding a system that works for both of you requires talking things out and finding a middle ground. This approach not only promotes honesty about money matters, but also strengthens the bond of trust and understanding between you. Ultimately, prioritizing open communication ensures that both of you feel respected and secure in your relationship, setting you up for success. Number 5, financial transparency. Being open and honest about money is super important in any relationship. When couples talk openly about their financial situations, it helps them make smart decisions about how to manage dating expenses. This honesty builds trust and helps partners understand each other better. By knowing where each other stands financially, couples can set fair expectations and responsibilities when it comes to expenses. Knowing each other's financial situations gives couples the power to handle dating expenses clearly so that nobody feels overwhelmed or unfairly treated. It's all about working together as a team and finding solutions that work for both of you. Number 6, personal preferences. In the end, what matters when it comes to who pays for dates is what works best for you as a couple. Some people stick to the traditional idea that one person should cover the costs, while others prefer a more equal approach. The important thing is to find a system that aligns with your values and relationship dynamics. Whether you're influenced by cultural traditions, financial circumstances, or personal beliefs, the key is to make sure both partners are happy and comfortable with how dating expenses are handled. Being open-minded and flexible allows you to customize your approach to suit your individual needs and preferences. Ultimately, the goal is to create a relationship where both partners feel respected, valued, and in sync with each other's expectations, fostering a fulfilling and mutually supportive bond. So, who should pay for the dates in a relationship? Well, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It ultimately comes down to what works best for the individuals involved. That's all the time we have for today's episode of Break or Broke. Remember, whether you're breaking the bank or keeping it frugal, what truly matters is the connection you share with your partner. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay awesome.